Love, peace, salutations. You are now shining with the Arizona sun. My name is Michael J. Turner, the Southwest Shaman, the Earl of Arizona. You are now tuned into StereoPHX 888. This is my Tucson journey. Got the music pumping. It's all original, baby. No copyright issues here. Never. I'll tell you why. So I used to think I could just put whatever in the background of my videos. And then I realized that was not a thing. So I got my man Sojourner Christopher. You know what I'm saying? Phoenix, Arizona native. You know, it's kind of uncommon. It can be. Oh, it's just
true.
Music from my mans and them right here. I got the Oregon Pyramid. Bringing that energy.
About the whole shebang.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Nice little pyramid.
Sounding out. This is drowning out the bad vibes. You know, because literally it's vibrating. It's a cheetah. That's from Five Below.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just cheap as fuck. You know. I got this off Temu. What this does, what the idea of this is, if you don't know, it's the Oregon Pyramid, and I don't know, it's cheap stuff in there, but it doesn't matter, because as someone who presides above all things, I can assign whatever meaning I want to whatever. So whether this is a cheaply made one or not with actual copper and stuff in it, it transmutes energy. So when you put it in your house, it sucks in the bad shit and puts out good. That's what it does. So when you think about pyramids on the planet, you never know. Who knows? You know, what the fuck. But so he's got the beat going. I wanted to write out a little affirmation right now. Manifestation affirmation, stream of thought style. Because I'm a freestyler. I'm a freestyle artist. I'm a sketch artist. But this channel is about, it's like, I just did a video. I was basically saying, this channel is about me and what I'm doing for me. So you could see that and take what you will. You don't have to do anything. Don't believe me either. Research it for yourself. This is how I get you to do the work. Don't believe me. Find out for yourself. But all this stuff is for me. That's what's cool. It's for my benefit. It just so happens that it's me proving these methods at the same time. Because if you knew me, and he does, you would know I was just like hopeless. It's hopeless. So it took a lot. It wasn't just one thing. It was a lot. So I like to think I'm on the other side of that shit now. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start writing. And if you want to say something, go ahead. Say something about your beat or whatever. You know, say something about the music, whatever.
No, I was just actually thinking about what we were talking about last night and how, yeah, I was hopeless as well. And it's crazy to look back and think of thinking that I was just like wandering, waiting to die. Mm-hmm. And where I get to be today is like, I wake up every morning and I'm great. It's the opposite. Grateful to be alive. If I'm little, even if it's something as small as being grateful to wake up today, that usually sets me onto a path for a day that's productive and also just like nothing I ever could have imagined for myself, you know, about a year ago. So there's a lot of ways to get there, and yeah, last night kind of just reminded me that I've come a lot farther than I might give myself credit for.
Yeah, dude. My mom's extremely proud of you. She's like, you know, you already know this, that having a kid's gonna change your whole thing, because now you have to put aside things to take care of a life, you know.
Oh yeah.
So it can change how you approach life in general.
The cool thing is, man, is the blessing of having a kid is just that. A lot of people see it like, oh man, it's gonna change my life. It's so much responsibility, and it is. It's not like I'm taking it lightly, but it offers all these gifts that I never would have even imagined. Like I was saying, waking up just grateful for things. Man, I wake up and my kid wakes up and she starts her day off smiling.
That's awesome.
You know, it's like that's a 3-month-old that hasn't experienced, you know, a whole lot of trauma or anything, you know, that kind of can affect you and take you to other places. And it's like, it just reminds you that we're all babies, man.
Yeah.
And if you can get back to that place,
Oh,
of just remembering that,
dude.
you're
Speaking of that, you meant last night. You kind of reminded me. Dude, I learned something that babies are born geniuses. If you take a baby and put him in a room with someone speaking 8 different languages, or rather 8 different people, they will pick up all those languages without even trying. And that goes for anything. You know they've done experiments on this shit. They could teach a baby anything without it trying. That's its genius. But we stifle that as soon as we put them in the fucking system. The education is stifled.
No,
they don't nurture that shit.
And
he was a teacher. This guy taught kids, man.
Each year you go farther in. I remember that there is a study. There are a couple of them, but it's still on.
Yeah. The screen got dark. I know.
Lighting change.
Yeah. I'm still have sunglasses on, and I can't see my mouse, so I'm fucking in Arizona, son. There we go. All right, cool. Arizona, son.
But yeah, each year they go back to the same kids.
Yeah.
It's so they're a little farther into like school and like a system of socialization.
Yeah.
Each year, it's like a little percentage of them falls off.
Right.
You know, and so that percentage of people, and that's why when you get to be like an adult age, teenage years, it's like that's why it's such a thing where it's like, oh, it's such a small percentage of people that are geniuses and have this intelligence. Because it's like, no, you've been killing it. You've been socialized to like be a worker.
Yeah, you've been turned into a drone, man. An NPC, bro, non-player character. You want to be that fucking thing in the video game that's just there, like standing there and gets shot and whatever, and doesn't even matter because you're not the fucking main character in your own video game? Is that what you want? Look, man. Alright, check this out. This is an old one. I have come to the point where I'm past the lessons I had to learn. I am ultimately powerful. I am an ultimately powerful force that exudes love. This is my time. This is our time. My kingdom has come. We are the truth. I live in truth. And when I show up anywhere, you know, because I know who I am, what I can do. I transmute anything. Nothing will come my way. No lemons will come my way that I can't turn into lemonade. There it is. You know, I'm taking my ability to freestyle, coupling that with my writing skills, my vocabulary, and just using it to speak all these things into existence. And I'm putting it on paper, then I'm making a video. So we were talking about last night, I'm stamping it out to the whole world. Like, it's a beautiful thing. And once I optimize this thing to where it reaches the audience it needs to, it's really going to be, I really have to be cautious of what I put out there, because I don't want to mislead anybody, and I don't want to reflect back to myself bullshit that I didn't want. Which is what this is. This is a world of mirrors and windows. Sometimes you get stuck looking through the wrong window, but you need to close it, and it's hard to close because it looks so good and whatever it is. It's an illusion. All these things are lies. Somebody fucking one of my oracles was telling me, like, when you're faced with some shit that you're just not feeling or whatever, just remind yourself, man, this shit ain't even real. Take the power away from it. Is that a different one, or from the same from last night? Or?
No, it's the newer.
Pump it up a little bit.
Newer. That's another one.
I know one thing. My battery's let me get low. We're gonna rock till the wheels fall off, till the battery runs out. Low bat, 2%, 10%, whatever. It don't matter. Been there, done that. Yeah.
But yeah, we were talking about that last night too. And you were just talking about that how there's one thing to manifest things.
Yeah.
Just thinking about them and consistently doing that. But there's also some serious power in writing it, because you're doing something with your physical body that's putting it out there, and then, like you're saying, it exists somewhere.
On the mental plane.
Just speaking for myself on it, like, you know, we were saying this last night, how I didn't know any better back in the day. Like, when I was writing songs in high school, I was like wrapped up in the window of that teenage angst.
Yeah.
All the my kind of bleak outlook to the world,
Yeah,
because
very
of stuff
angry.
that happened in my
Very
life.
angry.
And so what's crazy is, I was listening back to stuff I do with our, late great friend Jake Hernandez. It's like, it was a lot of there's some still cool messages, but it was this bleak outlook.
Yeah.
And things that were wrote, thought.
Yeah.
And then I put it out there. Thankfully, maybe I could come back from it, because it was before putting it on the internet and all that good shit happened. It was just CDs and tapes, but it was like all those things came around.
Came back around.
And I'm living in this, being homeless and thinking about no, at that time not thinking about any of that, but coming out of it, I'm like, damn, I literally spoke this shit into existence.
Right.
This wandering path of there's no meaning to anything, and and I've told you about this before, but in a positive way, someone who did it differently. And if you ever have a chance, so the hip hop artist AC Alone.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That
so
one.
His
the
Book of Human Language that was written, produced in the 90s, late 90s. Everything that he talks about in that, it still has its dose of thinking and self-reflection and shit that's still, it's so universal that it's still relevant today. But the things he would talk about in his own life, and that dude's probably in his 50s now.
Yeah.
He has all the things that he wasn't manifesting riches and the material things. He gets to do exactly what he wanted to do for that entire time. Has things too,
who
records,
else is
money,
inspirational in that aspect is DJ Muggs from the Soul Assassins from Cypress Hill. I've been catching a few of his things lately, and he's just dude, I know how to make money in this game, so I can do whatever I want creatively. It's just whatever he wants creatively. He puts out whatever type of music he wants, doesn't matter. And what's interesting about what you mentioned about AC Alone is we were being educated by some of the artists we were listening to back then, like the Wu-Tang Clan and shit. Didn't even know what they were talking about. But so that just lets me know, it validates it for me, because it's working for me now. So I was listening to that then, I didn't know what the fuck it was, but that tells me that they knew what they were talking about, and they put it there for a reason. That's why they felt the need to put that out there in their music. So here it is, and all that exists. The music universe is so vast, it's how do you even discover someone like AC Alone as a 20-year-old in 2025? It happens if you're a hip-hop head and you just stumble upon it, but the long be gone are the days of shuffling through CDs at Zia and seeing a name and being let me just grab this one. Or it's still word of mouth thing, but depends on your region too, something about that time in 2000, because we were in high school and it was 99 to 2004 or whatever type shit. And dude, by the time I was 25, or by the time I was 22, I felt what's the point of this? I'm just paying bills, I'm working, so for the weekend, just to exist on the weekend and pay all my money out and be broke the whole week and just grind. And I wasn't seeing I wasn't enjoying the day, the process of work or any of that stuff. And so when I found drugs, it was okay, well, this is, fuck it, what else is, what are we doing here? Working forever? But here's the whole thing. It's a funny thing to think of. Do you want to party when you're younger or when you're older? When you're established, because if you preserve your body, you could actually have fun later too. So either have fun when you're 20 and do a bunch of dumb stuff, and maybe not be able to when you're, we're pretty lucky, dog, honestly, because health-wise and stuff like that, blast, venereal diseases, blast, all that stuff, blast, bro, because, it was choices were made that in the moment, it was fuck it, and then anybody looking out from the outside looking in was probably you're a fucking idiot. What the hell? And it's fine. I had to do it. We had to do it so you don't have to. That's how I look at it. Everybody has to play their role So be happy about it while you're going through it, because it's for you, so you can learn to become the person you're supposed to be. You can't, if you never experienced hardship, how you gonna know what good ship is? Or, you know, how you gonna know what the other side of sober is if you never been fucked up? I don't know. Maybe you don't have to go through that. God bless you if you don't. We did, because we just needed that to like show us that life is real, or whatever. It's not really, you know what I'm saying. Just to like get close to death. Get close to death and be like, there's something when you don't care about yourself, you just run to death. Because, you know, I got shot when I was 19 and I didn't die. I think something in me was like very much not afraid to die in the wrong way. Not like as in I'm comfortable with dying and the afterlife and all that. More like I don't care about myself, so I'm running towards whatever danger, whatever self-destructive thing there could be. Because there's not much. There's stuff out there that's weird. Weirdos, y'all weirdos. You do some weird shit out there. All those sexual people, predators and stuff. We never took part in none of that stuff. None of the weird stuff that takes place. Because there's some really strange things you'll encounter on the streets. I'll tell you that. I swear I almost got, this dude tried to fucking set me up, bro. Like, I met him at day labor. He was much taller than me. He probably could have overpowered me. And he was like, wanted to kick it. And he made a comment, something about cocaine and how he wanted to keep me honest, though. He's like, you know, we'll get some yay or whatever, but I want to keep you honest, though. What kind of guy says that to another guy? So then, when I was gonna, but he was into the music thing, he was gonna help me or whatever, so I was gonna meet up with him after work. But I had my friend with me, and I was like, hey, yo, I picked up my homie, we're gonna come meet up. Dude didn't answer. I was like, after the fact, I thought to myself, wow, this dude was trying to get me to kick it with him so he could, I don't know, it just seemed really weird. Just kind of like lure me in on some predator shit.
Yeah.
You know?
And yeah, you know, enough time away from stuff like that, you realize like there's a lot of things you kind of dodge the bullet on, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
That's where I'm like grateful for whatever is out there, the universe, whatever that let me live through all those struggles to get to today, because I know that it wasn't my own smart decisions and willpower that did it. So fortunate, very fortunate.
Yeah, dude, I cried the other day because I realized I could have died any day over the last 15 plus years, just by being in the wrong place or doing the wrong drug or whatever, fucking with the wrong person that has a gun. I put myself in situations of blind. I know what I was protected though, but it's like you're not supposed to like brandish that, like, you know, I know, you know, because then that's when it be taken away. But yeah, I had a stranger come up to me some years ago and tell me, as I ran out of gas at the gas station, I needed some gas and this dude wanted me to go to Tucson with him to fight fires. I was like, dog, I'm strung out. I can't go with you. I'll end up sick out there. I won't be useful to you. But I really did kind of want to go. But he told me after that, he told me I was protected. You know, don't fucking flaunt, don't like use that as, oh, I'll just go run towards a speeding bullet. But for a stranger to tell me that and give me $20 in gas so I can get the fuck out of there. Brief conversation. Stuff like that happens to me and has happened to me. It just wasn't until this year that I decided, all right, finally, let me just look at all these things and say there's a reason for them and I need to do something specific with my life. And disregard anything that anybody else feels about that, because it's necessary for me and like it to make my life mean something, because I didn't spend 20 years working a job and getting into management or even starting a family. I spent 20 years learning about myself basically in the rawest, toughest way you could. So in order for me to make that into something valuable, I have to stop destroying myself, or else I'm just another person telling you some war stories, some bullshit, glorifying some shit that I went through, which isn't nothing to be proud of. It's nothing to be proud of. I started to tell myself, my accolades are nothing to be proud of unless I came out of them. Me going to prison and all that shit, dog. I hate those conversations where people are a pissing contest about what you did in the streets and how much drugs you sold and all that shit. Unless you're gonna tell me how you solved it and turned your life into something new and different. Because that's just old news, man. I could listen to a fucking hip hop song and hear that shit in a better way than you could tell it. You know?
That's very true.
Alright, man. We're gonna bump some beats and we're gonna get through some major thinking. This has been a high level conversation. Shout out to 19 Keys. If you don't know, look him up. It's a black man with some knowledge. You know, I don't know why I included that. I just felt it was necessary. But anyway, peace.